Hi guys, Diplomat here, and I'm bringing you Game 2 of ESL Community Cup number 22. This is the second game. It's a best of 5, me against Vainsmeet. This time I first picked Bretonnia, and he counter-picked with Empire, and then I was like, what, you can't do that? You've already played Empire in the first game. But according to the rules, this is actually technically allowed, so hopefully that will change for next time. But you know, we had to play anyway, so I had to make the most out of the situation. So you might have noticed recently that the new meta for Bretonnia is to bring a bunch of these spearmen with like gold experience upgrades, and a bunch of peasant bowmen. Now the peasant bowmen, incredibly cost effective, really good killing power, pretty cheap, and these spearmen, like, really good holding power when you've got all them experience chevrons and the really high leadership. So I've gone with 6 spearmen at arms with 9 experience chevrons, 2 men at arms polar arms, 5 peasant bowmen, knights of the realm and a grail knights, Leon Kerr on a horse because I'm really cheap and I don't really want to take him on a griffin, 2 paladins on foot. Where's the other one gone? He's over here. Now these guys are really underrated just on foot. I really like taking these guys. And then I've got a damsel. So on his side, you might have already noticed he's got these mortars. They've already opened fire, and mortars are really good against low armoured units. So the peasant bowman and the spearmen at arms are going to take quite a beating. He's got 5 swordsmen at the front, 4 spearmen units, no sorry 5 in total, 3 at the back and 1 on each flank. And then he's got 2 Empire captains, an Amber Wizard and the General of the Empire all flying. So I'm obviously forced to rush early on since he's brought all this artillery. I can't just sit there and let him fire. You can see my Grail Knights at the front now, and since he hasn't got any cavalry, you know, I can use my cavalry however I want. I've got the mobility advantage in terms of land troops. So my archers are almost in range, and I'm going to go for a nice early charge over here. I get really good damage on these swordsmen, but I actually mess up over here and I don't get a charge order, so these Knights of the Realm don't do very much damage. I'm going to pull back now, send all my infantry in. See, 3 units almost routed already. And now the big terror squad over here, all the flying heroes. They're coming for Leon Kerr, and he's going to take a lot of damage. So I pop the Sword of Corone. I'm going to use Curse of the Midnight Wind soon as well. He's used all his abilities, so most of his heroes are over here trying to kill Leon Kerr, and it's just the Amber Wizard over here putting pressure on my bowman, which is a good little move. On this side, my peasant bowmen have already routed one of his mortars, and they're going to change target soon. And you can see some of his swordsmen are already beginning to break because they really don't match up well against the spearmen at arms. This fight's going on over here still. His general's taking quite a lot of damage, and he's going to be forced to use his potions quite early on, so that's really going to reduce his effectiveness in the late game. I've got a nice amount of supporting troops over here. I'm going to send in my Grail Knights. Curse of the Midnight Winds goes down. And you can see with the support of the Paladin, these swordsmen have died really quickly. And some more units beginning to break, so he hasn't really got any staying power over here. He gets a nice Flock of Doom off, doing some pretty good damage against my cavalry. His general's back up to full health after using his potions, but the Manticore's taking a lot of damage. This Amber Wizard's going to start to suffer now. I'm going to bring my Foot Paladin in. A couple of my archers have come back, and I'm going to start switching the targets now. All the mortars are routed, so I'm going to try and focus on the heroes and do a bit more damage. And now my Paladin, he's going to catch out this Amber Wizard. He does big damage over here. That's going to rout the Amber Wizards, get him off the field for at least a little while. But the Amber Wizard usually comes back even if he's on low health. Over here, he's finally managed to rout Leoncoeur. He's on incredibly low HP, and he's going to start trying to pull out with his heroes, but that's not going to be easy for him when I've got a Grail Knights unit and a Knights of the Realm, just making all these guys kind of get trapped in this little area. The Manticore's almost dead at this point. Most of his infantry's routed, so I'm just going to pull back and group up a little bit. I don't want to overextend chasing these guys down because they're so weak, they're not really a threat at this point. And if I overextend with my infantry units, they could get picked off one by one later on. So he's pulled out his heroes, the Manticore's routed, the general got out, and one of these captains is going to get trapped. He's going to have to use his potions now. Pretty smart move by the general. He's going to take out some of my bowmen who are kind of out in the open. I'm just trying to clear up the rest of this infantry, because obviously if I get his infantry off the field, it's going to force all his flying units to land due to the morale debuff. He gets a big flock of doom off over here. It's going to do massive HP damage to my bowmen. However, the thing is, it didn't actually kill that many models out of the unit, so it's not too bad for me. It doesn't really matter how much HP your bowmen have. What matters is how many models are in the unit, because obviously the more models are in the unit, the more arrows he can fire, so they can do more damage. He sent one of his Empire captains to chase down Leoncoeur over there, so Leoncoeur's completely off the field now, he's dead. And that instantly almost routs these peasant bowmen, but they're just about hanging on. I'm still chasing down this Empire captain, he's almost dead. See some nice damage again from the Paladin. But I'm going to pull back because I want to group up all my units. He gets another flock of doom off, and this time, yeah, you can see again doing really good damage against my spearmen, taking off half of their HP in some of these cases. So he's going to regroup over here. See, he's got very little infantry left, and they're all low quality because he only brought spearmen and swordsmen, the regular ones, so I'm still going to have the infantry advantage. He's got these flying heroes, but the Manticore is almost dead. So is the Amber Wizard. He can't really commit to melee too much. And the General of the Empire is only about a quarter HP, so he's not got any massive threats at the moment. My Damsel, almost full HP. The Paladins, these guys are basically untouched. And they haven't used their potions yet, so these guys are really important at the moment. We're also going to have an Encourage Aura. You can see the blue circles, so that gives all my units in the circles a morale buff, so that's pretty useful. It's a nice little move here. He sent his mortar crew in the front to bait out some of my bowman fire. I'm going to notice that and stop firing at them. I've still got my Grail Knights. Not very much HP, but they've still got quite a lot of people in the unit, which is good. I've got a few Knights of the Realm, so I know that he's going to have to charge in with his heroes, because that's all his killing power at this point. And then my plan is to just tie him down with the Grail Knights and the Knights of the Realm and hopefully do some damage with my Paladins. So I'm going to start focusing his infantry now, over here as well, and these guys are so weak, they're probably going to rout before they even get to my lines. I notice he's kind of moving all these heroes to this side, and he's also got the Empire captains in the back, so I'm going to bring my cavalry over to this side and start bringing my Paladin over as well. See the Empire captains, not quite going in for a charge yet. Yeah, so he was just waiting so he could get another flock of doom off, and again, it's such an effective spell that you can use throughout the game. Some nice damage again. He's going to try and focus on this side, but these swordsmen are routing as soon as they're touched, and this one unit of men-at-arms can hold off all three of these pretty easily. He sent his Empire captains in, and I get another Curse of the Midnight Wind off. That's also going to affect his general. And now I'm just bunching up, I'm sending in all my cavalry. My Paladin manages to kill the Manticore, and his gem's pulled out at this point. He managed to rout both my bowmen, which is quite nice. But these Empire captains are taking a lot of damage at this point. They've got no melee attack really, and very little armour, so that's useful for me at this point. He's going to send in some spearmen. He's pretty desperate at this point. He's just got to send everything he can in. Even the mortar crew's going to come in over here, and they're going to get cleaned up pretty easily. So I'm just finishing off the loss of the spearmen. Yeah, he's got very little infantry left. He's not got any tools at this point with any killing power. The only guys left, the Empire Captain and General of the Empire, and again, still no damage against the Paladin, still some reasonably healthy infantry with good leadership. So yeah, it was. I wasn't like overly confident with the matchup going in, but yeah, it worked out really well. Again, it was similar to the first game in the series when he was Empire against Chaos. He spent a lot on all these flying units and committed really hard to trying to kill my general, and it took a long time. And he kind of neglected the rest of his army, which I was able to clean up, and then I just had too much left in the end for him to deal with. So yeah, I'm just waiting to clean up these infantry units, and now he's going to take a morale debuff. I get a Curse of the Midnight Wind off as he comes in, and I'm going to be able to clean up the rest of his heroes. Fought valiantly in the end, but generally Empire's going to die now, and that's it. So yeah, it was a good game. The Grail Knights and the Knights of the Realm were, like, even though I had the complete cav advantage, these guys were really defensive. They were just used to try and protect my general, and they did a really good job of just tying his heroes down for so long. He invested a lot of money in these mortar units, and that's like 3,000 on the mortars, and I only spent 2,000 on the peasant bowmen, and my peasant bowmen were able to kill these guys and like survive in the late game and do more damage. So I definitely don't think these mortars were worth the investment. Also, considering it's pretty meta now to bring a lot of infantry as Bretonnia, you really want to have some stronger infantry as the Empire, so you want some like great swords or maybe Sigmar's Sons or something like that, just so you're able to break through the middle at least. Yeah, it was kind of another example of overcommitting with the heroes and not focusing on the rest of the game. And these guys are my favourites. The Foot Paladins, like 60 kills. That's really good, and taking no damage at all. So yeah, definitely recommend like trying these guys out if you're going to go with an infantry heavy build against Bretonnia. But you still, if you're taking a flying general, you might want to take a flying paladin as well, just for the extra mobility. So hope you enjoyed. I'll bring you the rest of the games in the series next time. Peace.